That I didn't have any medical experts to testify on my behalf. Uh, After the trial was said and done, okay, my attorney came back there and talked to me and told me that, okay, that one of the jurors had told him that half of the jury had found me innocent and half had found me guilty. The half that had found me innocent agreed to find me guilty on the sole condition that whatever they gave me would be the minimum possible, which is 5 years, you know, on an aggravated case, and then 10 years probation. Okay, an aggravated case, okay, you can get anywhere between 5 to 99. Okay, so they agreed to give me TDC time if they gave me with the sole condition that I was given the minimum, which is 5 years. So something somewhere convinced them to do it, so they went ahead and gave me that. And my attorney was telling me that, okay, it should have been a mistrial, but somewhere in there that they convinced them to do that. While I was in TDC, I ran across he was at one time a friend of mine and a real good friend of hers and her family. And I ran across him. I asked him what he was doing out there. He said he was there on a dope charge. And he told me that he had heard what had happened to me. That I was, sent to TDC on the 6 case. And I asked him, had he spoken to them and whatever. And he said, yeah. He said as soon as he found out what happened to me, he went down there and, asked my ex, directly, is it true? And he says that she told him, yes, that's sorry, whatever. Yeah, he's gonna stay in there because he did this, he did that. So he went home, but he said he wasn't content with that answer. That something just didn't fit. So he went back again and asked her, is it really true? And then she laughed and said, no, it's not true. It's just, I just wanted to get back at him for, leaving me and, doing what he did and all this. And that her and the DA had got together to, put me away. And he offered to, testify and help me out, but, it's just, it's hard to, keep track of somebody, especially, in TDC. I lost his number, I lost his address, and I don't know where he went. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, all the whole thing was me going to prison because my ex said if I wasn't going to be with her, I wasn't going to be with anybody. That and the fact that my girlfriend at the time had, you can say, beat her up, even made her more mad. So she, made these accusations. She even left for a year. She disappeared for a year. In my trial transcripts, which I have, okay, my attorney asked the officer that filed the report, the case report, says, did you stay in contact with Miss So-and-so? Says we had contact with her, but then we lost contact with her, and we couldn't contact her for X amount of time, which was about a year. Says, what do you mean you lost contact with her? Yeah, it's just she never picked up the phone. We couldn't find her. And what it was that she had left because I guess she had a change of heart. She didn't, she knew she was lying, so she didn't want, to go through with it. And I forget, what was told of me that why she came back. But also was when I bonded out the second time. This is another thing. When I bonded out the second time, okay, my lawyer that I had just hired asked the judge for a time extension. He asked her, is it okay we can, reset the trial date for another later day because I've been just hired by the family to represent, me. and you know he wanted some time to be able to look at the case, research, and you know do his investigations and everything. The judge denied it flat out. Just said no, we're going to trial on this day, and that's it. Okay, so we did as best we could, and we got ready. Went back to court the day that we were told, ready to pick a jury. The DA asked if she can approach the bench and talk to the judge, so my lawyer went up there, and they were talking. After they got done talking, my lawyer asked me to step outside. We went outside and told me that the court date to pick the jury had been reset. I asked them why, you know. I mean, I thought the judge was, you know, set on we going to trial on this day. Well, apparently what it was the DA told the judge that her witnesses weren't ready to testify. And when my lawyer said, well, what do you mean they're not ready to testify? Well, they didn't want to testify against me. Okay, they did not want to do it because, you know, it was all, you know, a bunch of lies. But the DA, with, you know, a whole lot of other cases, pursues it. Once the state picks up a case, they pursue it. Okay, and it's, whether it's rumor, fact, or whatever, you hear it all over the county. Okay, once the state picks it up, it's like if a female or whatever makes an accusation against somebody, okay, the state forces them to
Continue.
yeah, to continue, okay, and actually even threatens them. If you don't go to court and testify against this person, we're going to put you behind bars. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I mean, you hear it more times than, you know, than one in the county.
When was the last time you saw your kids?
About, so that's about close to 6 years ago in court. I can see my son, but my daughter I can't.
So this has impacted your life in many ways.
Yeah. In more ways than one. And it's I try not to let it bother me because I know, okay, that there is a God, and you know he's a, you know, a righteous and a just God, and I'm the kind of person that believes that, you know, you do something bad comes back at you. Okay, I'm not a violent, I'm not a vengeful person. So I'm just gonna leave it in God's hands. What I am planning to do is, as soon as I get out this probation, is go ahead and, you know, study as much as the law as I can to reappeal my case, and one day hopefully get this, you know, turned around and even acquitted.
Do you miss your kids?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they're my kids. I mean, it's bad, but you know, don't let yourself, you know, get down. Okay. Because like I said, you know, there is a God. Okay, he's a just God, he's a righteous God. Okay, and it's just have patience and faith, and you know, don't look down, look up, and always look ahead, and you just keep on going. That's it. Because regardless of what you might be going through, there's always somebody that has a whole lot, you know, more problems. It's in worse situations. You just, you know, you don't see it, but there is. And you know, crying about it, you know, and you know, putting yourself down ain't gonna make it any better. Always just have a positive outlook and keep on going. That's it. That's the way I did it.
Well, thank you very much, Peter.
No problem.